This statement is not a mere news flash. It is a reflection of the powerful political maneuvering happening behind closed doors, following the dramatic legal conclusion of Nnamdi Kanu's trial in late 2025. It strongly suggests that the political process, the phase 2, is now in full swing, succeeding the initial judicial process. The implication is that the focus has definitely shifted from legal confrontation to executive compassion, a shift that carries enormous weight for the Southeast region and the stability of the nation. To grasp the full significance of this phase 2, we must first acknowledge the legal bedrock upon which these negotiations rest. Just weeks ago, on November 20, 2025, the Federal High Court in Abuja, presided over by Justice James Omotosho, convicted Nnamdi Kanu on multiple terrorism-related charges, sentencing him to life imprisonment. This judgment, while severe, provided a definitive legal end to a contentious trial and was immediately hailed by the government as a win for the rule of law. However, it also instantly shifted the focus from the courtrooms to the political corridors of Abuja. The phase 1 was the judicial process that ended in a life sentence. The phase 2 is the political solution, the non-judicial route to his freedom, which can only come through the president's constitutional power of prerogative of mercy under Section 175. This power allows the president to grant a pardon or commute a sentence, and its invocation is now the singular focus of a unified regional political campaign. Our reports from late November 2025 confirm that the pressure for this phase 2 is coming from every influential corner of the Southeast political structure. Just a day after the life sentence was passed, key regional leaders and politicians, including the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, publicly reassured the region that a political solution is underway to secure Kanu's release. This immediate and forceful intervention was soon followed by a formal appeal from the entire Southeast Caucus of the House of Representatives, with 42 members signing a communique that formally and humbly appealed directly to President Tinubu to grant a pardon. They explicitly argued that the issue has transcended legal arguments and has become a matter of national concern with serious humanitarian, economic, and security consequences. This intense, unified political campaign from Abuja-based Southeast leaders is the very core of the suggested phase 2 of the pardon process, signaling a move from mere public advocacy to active high-level diplomacy aimed at securing concrete political action. The gist of the current update, that the process has entered phase 2, suggests that this advocacy has successfully moved the needle. It implies that discussions are no longer about whether the president should intervene, but how and under what conditions. The political offensive acknowledges the argument, powerfully articulated by political analysts and regional leaders, that the human and economic cost of the agitation, fueled by Kanu's detention, makes a purely punitive approach untenable. Therefore, the discussions in this phase 2 are likely centered on securing specific, critical assurances from the camp of Nnamdi Kanu that will guarantee national stability. The core conditions being negotiated in this phase 2 would revolve around reciprocity and reassurance. Firstly, the government would demand a public and permanent cessation of violence, requiring Kanu to publicly, unequivocally and repeatedly denounce all violence perpetrated in the name of IPOB and the Eastern Security Network. Secondly, there must be the total end of sit-at-home orders, guaranteeing an immediate, absolute and permanent termination of all enforced sit-at-home mandates, allowing full economic activity and social life to resume in the Southeast. Finally, the deal would require cooperation on peace and disarmament, signaling a willingness from the Kanu camp to actively collaborate with the federal government and regional security structures to address the root causes of insecurity and encourage the demobilization of armed groups. The success of phase 2 hinges on the sincerity and enforceability of these assurances, as the president must carefully balance the political imperative for peace with the need to uphold the integrity of the judicial system. A successful pardon following a conviction for terrorism would be a defining, legacy-making act of statesmanship for President Tinubu. It would signal a profound commitment to national reconciliation and dialogue over confrontation, directly addressing the long-held grievances of a major section of the country and potentially unlocking the region's vast economic potential, which is currently suppressed by instability. This is the government prioritizing national cohesion over the strict application of the law, a powerful and necessary gesture that could secure peace. We are covering this story minute by minute, tracking the progress of these high-stakes, behind-the-scenes negotiations, understanding that the outcome affects every Nigerian. This is a defining moment for the country, determining whether a political handshake can indeed succeed where years of legal wrangling failed. If you believe this decisive political action is the only way forward for peace in the Southeast right now, please do hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for continuous, in-depth updates on this critical process. We are eager to hear your thoughts on the potential conditions for this Phase 2 pardon deal. What specific guarantee must Nnamdi Kanu give to the Nigerian government for his freedom to be secured? Let us know in the comments below and engage with the debate that is defining the next chapter of our nation.